Hello, my name is Niels Pflaeging. I'm 54 years old now, and I remember well when I was 15 or 16 years old, I went to the biggest library in the city where I grew up, Hanover. I went there every week, I think, at least once, to grab certain books, to see what was there, see the new books, uh, find literature in fields that I would be interested in, and so on. So I went there by bike, 20 minutes, every week, to check out stuff. By now, I have met many of the authors that I liked at the time, that I was curious about, or I have even published in magazines that I used to read there. Today, all that is much easier. Of course, we can access entire libraries at our devices. We can get books, from Amazon or from other online booksellers delivered within a few days or so, and download all other kinds of literature immediately. So the times have changed a lot. The importance of reading hasn't, I think, and this is why I would like to recommend a few books to you in this video. Two books and one fascinating research paper about time orientation, and the meaning of time in our lives. The book that I would like to start with is a wonderful book, really. I only discovered it a few weeks ago, read it immediately. It's one of the most beautiful books about time ever written. It's called The Order of Time, written by Carlo Rovelli, an Italian physicist. This has been, the cover says, a number one bestseller, um, whatever bestseller list that was. But it is highly readable, highly enjoyable. The cover states correctly that physics has found its poet. Carlo Rovelli has a beautiful prose. It's a lovely, beautiful, gorgeously written book. One of these books, you start to read it and you feel more intelligent than you really are. You know, this kind of sensation. It's a marvelously written book. I should add that I enjoyed the first half or so of the book more than the second half. But that's the first half of the book alone is very much worth the read. It's so beautiful, so delightful, profound. I think I still have to discuss the book with one of my sons who is a physicist. The Order of Time, Carlo Rovelli. Fantastic book about time. Of course, the author marries philosophy and physics and contemplations about our lives and our experience of time. Wonderful book, a must read. Here's my second recommendation for today about time, and this is very different. This is written by an academic as well, from an academic lecturer of sociology, the cover says, from Wellington in New Zealand. The book is called The Disrupted Workplace. I have by now purchased and read maybe 100 books about time. This one I think is exceptional. It is Rovelli's book was published in 2017, if I'm not mistaken. This one in 2016. I have the paperback version here, so you can see that it is also readable. It's based on Benjamin H. Snyder's doctoral thesis, it says in the book, but it's highly readable. It's certainly not based on quantitative study, but qualitative, which is really enjoyable. So there are, Benjamin Snyder interviewed people for this book, did qualitative research based on interviews apparently, and he quotes these people. In the book, he interviewed people as diverse as finance or asset managers, truck drivers, and all kinds of people working in the United States mainly. So this is also a reflection about the state of employment and work and society in the United States, more than New Zealand, I think. And it is a political book. Benjamin H. Snyder, he reflects on the morality of the of time in the workplace. And what's interesting, I mean, I found the Beta Codex network 18 or so years ago. What I found interesting is that Benjamin Snyder reflects very seriously about the command and control aspects of controlling time and being time oriented. So he reflects very critically about command and control alpha organizations and how they use time as a weapon of control against workers. Benjamin Snyder does a great job in reflecting about the history of time orientation in work and organizations, and he beautifully states that there has been some Faustian element to the use of time in organizations. The deal that workers, employees have taken, in capitalist organizations is a very ambiguous one, and more often than not, we are unaware of, or people are unaware of the consequences of those deals about times and pressure and control. So this, in a way, this is a passionate argument for beta organizations for a more intelligent use of time and for time orientation, as we suggested, not based on speed and control, but on uh, punctuality, freedom at work, self-organization that is at the same time disciplined and market-oriented. So a very interesting, thoughtful, very well-written book about time by Benjamin H. Snyder, The Disrupted Workplace, Time and the Moral Order of Flexible Capitalism. By the way, very interesting in this book is that flexibility, Benjamin Snyder analyzes and criticizes the notions that we have of flexibility and the evils of flexibility. It's very interesting. Flexible in his mind and in ours, I might say, I dare say, is not a good thing. It is both. It opens the doors to abuse of people, working people, and it opens the door to sloppiness. So yeah, wonderful book, interesting critique. Of course, in times of AI, this could be updated, but you can do that in your minds. Highly recommended. The Disrupted Workplace by Benjamin H. Snyder. So the third thing that I would like to, third reading that I would like to recommend to you is an article, and this article, it is probably the most cited, the most influential article ever written about time and time orientation and time in the workplace. It is written by, here we go, by a British sociologist who has also been a Marxist. Very interestingly. So, E.P. Thompson, the author of this paper, uh, Time, Work, Discipline, and Industrial Capitalism, he analyzes the history. He was a historian and a sociologist, so he analyzes how historically our consciousness of time and the way we work and the way we have measured time, how that these things have influenced each other, and how the capitalist workplace has become both in a way less liberated and more controlled and more oppressive than previous workplaces. It's a fascinating paper, beautifully written. Again, the author was considered a Marxist. This paper was published by E.P. Thompson in 1967, long time ago. E.P. Thompson passed away in 1993, if I'm not mistaken. So this is old stuff, but reading this paper, it has 40 pages. You can download it everywhere. Again, the title is Time, Work, Discipline, and Industrial Capitalism. You can download it free of charge in the internet. It was originally published in a journal called Past and Present in 1967. And reading this paper and rereading it a couple of times, I always thought, how is it possible that E.P. Thompson found all these sources, these absurdly interesting, absurdly entertaining, sometimes hilarious sources that he quotes? It's a very meticulously researched paper, beautiful research, I would say, of a kind that is very unusual today. Very just beautifully researched, beautifully written, highly insightful. It makes you cry and laugh and become more aware of our times today. So, highly recommended. The two books, The Order of Time by Carlo Rovelli, The Disrupted Workplace by Benjamin H. Snyder, and this wonderful paper by E.P. Thompson, Time, Work Discipline, and Industrial Capitalism. Must read stuff for you about time, time orientation, and the world we live in. Thank you very much for listening. See you again very soon.